As I shared in my last session, there are so many benefits of journaling. And so I wanted to just take the time to talk about what those benefits are. But I also wanted to share that although these things are all great outcomes, part of the thing is not that as soon as you start journaling, it's going to happen. It's about the daily habit, the process, and just making sure that this is something that's part of who you are to be able to have these outcomes. And so I think it's really important, of course, to journal, but I also think it's important that if these are things you want to work through, to talk to your healthcare providers as well, and therapists, counselors, whoever you're working with, about these outcomes as well, if there's something that you want to work through. So as far as the physical outcomes, a lot of people that journal daily increase their sleep habits. The biggest thing that I've found with that is that a lot of people that are struggling with sleep, part of it is because of anxiety. And so if they're using a journal to work through a lot of those problems, it helps them to sleep because they got that information out of their head and written down. And so it's something to kind of keep in mind. As far as eating habits, that's another one that comes up a lot. And it's about, being able to be in control of, like writing down what you're eating, keeping a log. There's a lot of journals out there that you can buy that talk specifically about like what food you get, healthy food planning, that kind of stuff. So it doesn't mean if you start writing, you're going to automatically eat better and feel better. It doesn't work that way, but it's about the process. And then increased energy. Again, a lot of the effects of journaling is getting out negativity, meaning more positivity, and more positivity, of course, causes increased energy. And so it's, kind of like an extra thing that comes off the top of that. So those are the physical things. And then even within that, once you have, better sleep, better eating, those kinds of things, sometimes it ends up leading to a better immune system. Again, all of these things are related back to how you're dealing with your mental health as well. And so those are kind of like, the farther ones, but it's not just like, if I start writing, I'm definitely going to, do all of these awesome things this way. It doesn't work quite that way, but it is pretty cool to see that is an outcome that several people have had. As far as the mental and emotional benefits, definitely an increased mood, more calm, being able to identify emotions is huge because a lot of people have a hard time even saying what they're feeling. And so this is a way to get that out. And then to be able to regulate them when you're feeling negative, when you're feeling frustrated, when you're feeling depressed, all of those kinds of things, writing it out and working through it helps to be able to regulate that. Increased awareness of the things going on around you. I notice when I am writing down some of the things that I'm feeling, it helps me to realize like where those things are coming from. And as I had said in the previous video, that sometimes there's things that you don't even realize until you start thinking back through the connections and patterns. And then of course, the ability to cope because, it is a coping strategy and it's kind of like, if you're in a moment where you're really stressed, if you're able to either, take out your phone and write something down quickly, or if you keep a notebook with you or whatever, trying to get those thoughts out. Sometimes it literally is like a brain dump, if you've ever heard that term. Some of the other cool things that are benefits of journaling, one is resilience. I don't know if you've heard of resiliency and grit. It's a lot of really cool things that are being researched right now. And it's just the idea of being able to cope with things in a way because of things that you've been through. So it's kind of like using your own story to be able to get through to other people and to just kind of, plug along and do what you need to do. And so journaling is definitely a big piece of that because you're using that time to write through like, these are the troubles that I'm having. This is what's going on. And then later when you reflect on that, it's like, I did that. And so it builds up that feeling of resiliency that if I did it once, I can do it again. A lot of people use journaling for writing down memories. And so what's neat about that is that you can use it for memory purposes. And so, just trying to keep things going, and writing on a daily basis. There are some different types that I'll talk about later, but just trying to be able to, remember patterns in your day or habits in your day. It helps you to just kind of actually remember some of the things that you've been through long term, but also short term. As simple as some people might even write down when they took their medication each day so that they can remember to do that. And so that's another neat outcome. One that I've used quite a bit is for communication. And so sometimes writing it out before you have to say it to someone might be helpful. So that's another neat one. Organization is huge. There are a lot of different journals that actually have like calendar features, that kind of stuff. And I'll be talking about that later on, but you can kind of keep all of your information together. And then, of course, creativity, because you can make your journal whatever you want it to be. And so, I only talked about some of the bigger ones, benefits of journaling, but there are just so many other pieces of it that you can find. And so also, if you think about it for yourself, I bet as you're writing, you can find some things that have helped you through whatever steps you're working through.